In the depths of the old morgue, Sarah discovered a terrifying lesson that could end in a shocking disaster she never expected. Sarah was an ambitious medical student, but the anatomy course was a nightmare that haunted her. Despite her diligent studying, she struggled greatly to pass the subject. One day, she took the advice of an old colleague who suggested she visit a mysterious place in the old morgue. Sarah entered the old morgue, a dark and cold place filled with an eerie atmosphere. The old tables were covered with corpses, some bearing strange wounds and incomprehensible dissection marks. The place seemed frozen in time, with remnants of old surgical tools and dried blood on the floor. She began studying in earnest, but it wasn't long before she felt she wasn't alone. Faint whispers and cold sensations brushed against her skin, leaving her uneasy. One night, while dissecting a corpse, she felt a cold touch on her neck. She turned quickly, but no one was there. Her heartbeat quickened, and she started to sweat profusely. Suddenly, she heard a faint hum coming from the corpse she was working on. Her eyes widened as she saw the corpse smiling at her with a pale grin. Before she could comprehend what she was seeing, an old man in white clothing appeared before her, his face filled with wisdom and knowledge. He told her that he was a renowned doctor in the past, who had died in this very place. He added that he knew about her struggles with anatomy and wanted to help her. The old man offered to teach her everything she needed to pass the course under one condition. She had to keep the secret of this place and never reveal his identity to anyone. Sarah agreed to the offer, and soon she began receiving private lessons from the old man. She learned at an astonishing pace, but she also began to notice strange changes happening to her. She started having disturbing dreams where the corpses would move and talk to her. She also noticed strange marks appearing on her skin, similar to those on the corpses. These marks would glow in the dark, making her feel surrounded by evil forces. One night, after a long lesson with the old man, Sarah felt something strange happening. She felt a heavy weight on her chest, as if something was trying to penetrate her body from within. Suddenly, she began hearing muffled screams emanating from inside her, as if trapped souls were trying to escape. She tried to run, but the walls closed in around her, and the corpses moved toward her. At that moment, she saw visions of familiar people with distorted faces, screaming in terrifying voices, urging her to escape before the morgue consumed her. In the end, Sarah managed to escape miraculously, but her ordeal was far from over. She returned to her normal life, but she was completely changed. She suffered from constant nightmares and felt like she was always being watched. The strange marks on her skin became more pronounced every time she looked in the mirror. One day, Sarah discovered she was pregnant. She was terrified and wondered how it had happened. When her child was born, she found the same strange marks on him that were on the corpses in the morgue. She realized then that the evil she encountered in that place had transferred to her child, and she was doomed to live the rest of her life in fear and horror.
Enjoyed the story? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more chilling tales.